My people, what's going on? So today, YouTube, we are building a container garden holder. And this is very popular for gardeners, especially gardeners that don't have a lot of space. It helps just clean your location up. You know, I love gardening in containers, specifically 5-gallon buckets. So this stand that I'm building today is to hold 4 to 8 5-gallon buckets. Coco's gonna keep barking, so I'm gonna let her out 1 second. Okay, back to what I was saying before Coco rudely interrupted me. Now, the container garden holder that I'm building is to hold 8 to 10 5-gallon buckets. The gap is, if you have the square buckets like these, then you can hold 10 of these, because since they square, you know, they can line them next to each other. Or you can use the round buckets like those. That's actually a lime tree growing in that bucket right there, a lemon, a pink lemonade lemon. Yeah, so I love the square ones because you can fit 10 of these, 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. Now, and these are the normal style that I usually build. You have a top layer, bottom layer, and I like that style. I prefer that style actually. But today we're building the same thing, the same setup, but they're both gonna be flat. And you'll see at the end of this video what I'm talking about. So we build it like that because I do have a customer. I build these to make money for my homestead. Now, since I'm talking about that, I always tell people as a homesteader that you have to find ways to bring in income. You have to find ways. And it could be, you know, the first thing a lot of people think about when you got eggs, you sell chickens. Okay, you can do that. If you have plants, you can sell starter plants. You can do that as well. You plant seeds and sell them, and people love buying them. And those are all ways to make money. And this is also another way to make money when you learn how to use your hands. Besides doing this, because I'm gonna do this all video. But besides doing this, learning how to use your hands, and you building something, and you can sell what you build. And that's a very lucrative way to bring in funds, because a lot of these stores, people, y'all listen to me. A lot of these stores sell these same products or similar products with cheaper wood, and they sell it for hundreds of dollars. All right, my people, these are the materials you need right here showing up on the screen. You need 4 10-foot 2x4s, 2 8-foot 2x4s, a drill or driver, 3-inch screws, a saw, and tape measure. You measure twice, you cut once. People, always remember that when you're building anything, because you do not want to waste lumber. It can be expensive. So right here, people, is the exact measurements that you will need for your wood. You need 4 55-inch pieces. You need 2 53.5-inch pieces, 1 50 5/16-inch pieces, 2 25.5-inch, and 2 19 inches. This is the part right here that's going to make the job extremely easy. Screenshot this, take a picture of it. Now let's get back to it. Remember this, people, safety first. Anytime you cutting, anytime you using saws and drills, safety goggles. You don't want to lose an eye. You can't replace it. And then gloves. You don't want to lose a finger. You can probably replace it, but it ain't gonna work the same. So when you cutting your wood, right, especially when you're using the saw like this, now using the hand saw is a tad different, but it's the same thing. You see I got my 55-inch line right there, and I want a true 55 long piece of wood. So with me wanting that 55 long piece of wood, I'm not gonna cut right on my line because that's 55 inches. And the saw blade is gonna cut wood out from right there. So I'm gonna cut right behind my line. So you see this, right? I'm on my line right there, and I just move it a little, and you can see that I'm right behind my line, then I'm gonna chop. And there it is. All right, people, so I had to run to Home Depot and get some more lumber because I didn't have all my materials, and that's what this video is gonna help you to not do. So now, we have our long pieces all the way down to our short pieces. Now, I had to give my disclaimer that I had to run to Home Depot real quick, give me something to eat, because I did a short video like this before building something. I had one of you in the comments tell me, oh, he took so long, he went from day to night time. All right, now. All right, step one, people. You wanna do your sides first. You do your sides first, and this is extremely easy, man, I'm telling you. So when you do your sides, everything else is gonna fall into place. All right, my people, so a diagram for you real quick. You see I got my 25.5 pieces of lumber at the top, and then you see one at the bottom that I'm pointing at. Then I got my 19-inch pieces of lumber on the sides. This will be your sides. Do 2 of these for your sides first. The top 25-inch piece, you just want to make sure it's flush to the top of your 19-inch pieces going down. And then you want to make sure it's flush to the sides of them. That's how you know it's going to be square and you got it in the right place. For that bottom 25.5-inch piece going across right there, I like to put it an inch up. You see that? So I got a little leg hanging at the bottom, an inch up. So we're gonna do that to the top, and we're gonna do that to the bottom, and we're gonna do it to the same size, and I'm gonna come back and show you what we got. This is what we got. We got our 2 side pieces like I just showed you, and now it's easy from here. So next, let me show you what you do. We're gonna take one of our longest pieces. All you need right here is your drill and your screws. Flush it corner to corner. Boom, we drilled it in. And we got our screws flush to the top, not digging into the wood. And we're gonna do the same thing in this end right here. For another 55-inch piece right here. Across the bottom, where these two meet, you're making it flush. Right across the bottom, people. And after you do this to the front or the back, whichever one you decided you starting with, you're gonna do this to the other side. Now, after I do this on both sides, I'm gonna come back and show y'all how this look in 1 second. All right, people, so recap real quick. You do your sides first, then you take your longest pieces, which are the 55-inch pieces, and you put them to the top and the bottom of each side, and that's how you get the sides together, and we about done. The last 2 long pieces we have is gonna be where you want your buckets to sit on. Now the reason I decided to spend that extra couple of dollars to use that bottom board right there is because now my buckets have support to sit on at the bottom of the frame. A lot of people I see don't use the bottom board, and what they do is they let the buckets, you see the edges of this bucket right here, like the little ledge, they let the ledge of the bucket sit on the sides. And I just feel like eventually that bucket will get a little brittle. It'll get a little brittle eventually. And once that bucket get a little brittle, it's gonna start breaking off, and then boom, it ain't gonna be able to sit inside your frames. So spend that extra couple of dollars. I sound tired, don't I? Spend the extra couple of dollars, get them bottom pieces that you see me about to put in. And that way your buckets actually have something to sit on, and they got the ledge for support. That way this build right here can last you for years. This is what I normally do. This is the first one I ever built. But you see, this is like more of the upstairs, downstairs version of the same thing that I'm showing you all now. Now with this one, I actually do kind of like this one. Now this one, it's nicer if you know you want to keep things on one level, and it's absolutely fine. So it's really no big deal in whichever way you decide to do it yourself. Now, the last piece of wood, that odd piece right here, is going to be what separates it in the middle. That's it. That's going to go directly in the center. Hope y'all can see me. Right here, boom. So for this 150 and 5/16 inch piece of wood, you're gonna put it directly in the center of the top pieces of your frame. And this is just gonna separate the 2 sides of buckets, and we done. Now we're complete, people. Oh, see this nice and sturdy right here. Nice and heavy, nice and sturdy. Job done. So if you had these square buckets are hard to find, but just look on your Facebook Marketplace. These are all food grade buckets. So I have 5 square ones on this side, but if you only can find the circular ones because they're more common, you can put 4 on each side. So you can have up to 8 to 10 buckets in this one build right here, people. So first of all, thank you to everyone who watched this complete video. And if this helps you out at all, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel because we got plenty more coming. But this is it, people. This is the finished look. This is a beautiful piece to add to your garden. Or if you're just now starting the garden and you don't have all the space in the world, this is the perfect piece.